Not on my watch. So let me just start this video out by saying that wrong is wrong. I understand that Jordyn Woods is not a child, okay? She's 21. She is legal in every sense of the word. She is an adult in every sense of the word. But also, people are not going to sit here and pretend that your 21-year-old mind is the same as your 30-year-old mind, your 40-year-old mind, your 50-year-old mind. We all grow, mature, and learn by having life experiences, by going through things, by making mistakes, making wrong choices. Sure, there are some of us out here who can, go through life and, watch other people's mistakes and know they never want to do that. There are things in life that are like that. I can see you smoking that crack and I ain't got an experience. But when it comes to navigating this world as a young woman, there are decisions that snowball into other things that in hindsight you were like, this was a poor decision. And hindsight will only give you that, especially if you are under the influence. So nobody is saying that there aren't things, and we'll touch on this, that Jordyn Woods did that was wrong. We're not saying that she's completely innocent in this situation. But what we are saying is, and I'll go ahead and say this at the beginning of this video, we're not gonna bully her. That's just not what we as Black people, yes, I'm speaking to Black people, and I'll get to this in a second as well. That is not what we as Black people, seeing what they do to Black women in the media for way less, and seeing what they let women of non-color, such as the Kardashians, such as in particular Kylie Jenner and Khloe Kardashian and Kim Kardashian, get away with, we are not going to turn around and bully this girl for a poor decision that she made, especially at their defense. Like, I'm sorry, like, this doesn't stem from a race issue, but the way that we are going to treat it and the way that the media has treated her in comparison to the way that they treat other young girls as they're growing and learning and making mistakes, that's what makes it about race. Jada touched on it. She said Black women are the most disrespected women. I think she said, maybe she said in the world. I don't know if she said in social media. I don't know if she said in Hollywood, but I did watch it twice. But she said that. I'm sure Will saw it for what it was, because Will said at the very beginning of that video, Will said, somehow I knew we would be here. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into what he said, but to me, in my mind, when my daddy tell me stuff like that, it's because in the past, my daddy done told me to stay away from them people, to watch my back around them people, to not trust them people, to not let my guard down around them people, that those people ain't my people, that them people ain't my family, those people aren't your friends, those people ain't looking out for you, and somehow we knew we would end up here. That's what I read from that. If you're uncomfortable with me saying that Jordyn Woods is a Black woman, this isn't the place for you. Like, it's not. This is not making it racial. This is not making it racially charged. That's an observation. I can look at her and see that she's a Black woman. If you are so triggered by me saying Black woman, that's a problem. That's a problem with you, not me, okay? Me touching on how they're treating this young Black woman, when I say this throughout this video, referring to her as a young Black woman, if that triggers you, this ain't the place for you, because that's just simply what she is. If I see any of these in the comment section, any of these comments, why you gotta be about race, she was wrong, she shouldn't have been there, two wrongs don't make a right, blah, 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 I'm going to know that either A, you didn't listen to this disclaimer, you skipped bits and pieces trying to find points for you to make your point, your agenda, your argument, you weren't trying to hear me out, or two, you're just, bless your heart, okay? Okay, so let's just start, before we ever even get into what Jordyn did. I don't even care. Like, here's my thing. I don't even care. I haven't watched the Keep Up with the Kardashians in at least 5 years. I don't follow any of them on social media. I do go back and forth between following the Shade Room every now and then. So I do, you guys know, I do like keep up with popular culture to the extent that I be knowing what's going on. I mean, I feel like I don't even need to touch on that. It's plenty of videos y'all can watch on why people feel like it's our karma. I don't like to touch on stuff like that simply for the fact that, again, like, we all do stuff, we all make mistakes, we all make poor decisions. Like, I can't really speak to necessarily like Khloe's mindset when she got with Tristan Thompson, but I can say, like, it did with all them girls, it do seem like it be like a pattern, right? I don't know who Tristan Thompson's baby mama is or was when he got with Khloe, but her name was Jordyn. I do remember Shade Room talking about that, her being pregnant, you know what I'm saying, when he got with Khloe. And, you know, people saying, you know, how you get them is how you lose them. But even taking it back further than that, you know what I'm saying, back when French Montana was with our good sis Trina, and you know what I'm saying, Trina said they were living together, and French Montana can say what he wanted to say. He was single, he was this, that, and the third, but we all know men's definition of single when they want to go out and do what they want to do is a whole lot different than what they've been showing you. If I didn't, like she said on Breakfast Club, if I didn't flew your damn monkey across the country, we together, you know what I'm saying? So, but we all know men have like selective definitions for what they want to get away with. I don't even have to go all the way into that, but what we can say is it's a history of them seemingly starting situations with men who don't seem to be finished with their last situation with their last girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, regardless of whether or not he was having problems with his child's mother or not, we all know, like, we big people, when you have been with somebody, when you are committed to somebody, it's never as simple as, you know, we break up. Like, especially if you living together and you having to separate your lives, and, you know, things that men tell these women to get them to hold on just so they can have, you know, a backup plan or something to fall back on, or just because they want two women. We all are big people, whether or not it's right or wrong. Like, I'm one of those people, like, you know, I want to be done. Ain't no in between stage and breakups, but in reality there is. Like, let's just be realistic about it. It may not make sense, but it is. And they have a history of starting things with men who don't seem to be finished, or the women they're with don't know that their situation is finished. And then all of a sudden, and it's like, if it was on the up and up, which it never is, I don't care if somebody say I'm done with somebody. Like, you just can't date somebody that your friend used to date and y'all still be cool, because then your friend has to always be around that person. It's just like, I don't care what that situation is. So I'm gonna go in with the soap, and after my moisturizer, this is the first thing, like, so I don't have any primer or anything on. And first I just make sure, and even though it's a clear soap, this one still get frothy. But it dries clear, unlike the other one, basically. And we're gonna get off the excess in just a second, but I'll just be trying to, what you see me out, what I'm doing off camera is getting the soap on my spoolie, and then you're just brushing the hair up. Then, this is important, take a clean beauty blender. I promise this one is clean. Take a clean beauty blender and just kind of like press the soap into your brows. And sometimes I have to go back in because I made it too flat. Okay, and then I just take a clean paper towel and just go along the top. I ain't really had no problems, but they always say do this. Go along top and get the excess soap off so it don't stick to your makeup. I'm not going to be wearing a full face of makeup today, but it's just a good habit to get into. And then I let this dry. So I let this sit. It is also super important. I've learned what like brow pomade you use, because I don't know, it just is. I've tried it with a couple different things, and truly the Anastasia Beverly Hills is the only one that really works good. So keep it aside the fact that we trying to crucify this girl for stuff that literally the people who y'all trying to defend have done it too. And the media expects Black women to just immediately be these like mature, never make a mistake, never have a bad decision, never wish they handled something differently. The way that we expect our Black girls to just be women, you know, we see, just like we see our Black men. I need to tone that bra down. Black men basically is like, even in the media, how we portray them, you know, a young teenage Black boy will be called a man in the media, and then we'll have a 24-year-old white kid who then been accused of heinous crimes being called a kid. Like I just did it, you know what I'm saying? Like, just from listening to the media do it, like we'll be sitting there calling him a kid. Either you're awake or you're not, okay? So this is not like some stay woke. This is not some, you know, just overly seeing. You guys know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about all the people who be yelling, stay woke, and they find a situation and everything. But this situation, that's exactly what it is. Granted, you are who you hang around. So even if birds of a feather flock together, who taught her? Who showed her that it was okay to be hanging and being friendly and doing all this with your friend's boyfriend or your friend's sister's boyfriend or your friend's sister baby daddy? Who told her that was okay? Who showed her that that was okay? Because if you remember in that interview, and again, half the people who are commenting and are saying the things that they saying and are having the opinions that they haven't are telling on themselves because they haven't even watched the interview. That girl said she did not sleep with Tristan, and I believe her. There was parts of that story where I was like, girl, you was just acting real naive, real stupid, and you was flirting. Like when she started going into the whole, you know, part of the night where she was laying her legs across his lap, or they was sitting and she said, you know, they were maybe whispering back and forth and everybody was mingling, everybody was talking. That part, I was like, okay, girl, it looked bad. And that's probably what it was. You was drunk. You was flirtatious. Stop! Go ahead. That's what people do when they're drunk. They flirt. They get real flirtatious. Basically, all I do is I just take certain areas that are my problem areas. You guys know that I am still healing from old acne scars. And I just tap it in. And I don't need a beauty blender. I do have one. But to me, the beauty blender takes too much of the makeup away with it, to where, you know, I have to use so much when I can just use my fingers and just pat it around. And to me, it just looks a lot more natural, and it's not supposed to look like you have on, you know, makeup. And somebody who I'm not even gonna get a time of day, because we know how he feel about Black women, you know, came out and you don't have no opinion on a whole bunch of stuff and all this, but all of a sudden you got an opinion on Jordyn Woods, and you want to feel like, oh, she's so bullshit, they've been sleeping together for weeks, and everybody around LA know that they've been sleeping around for weeks. Now, mind you, I live in LA and I ain't know nothing, but I ain't nobody. I ain't think nothing of that. But here's my thing. Everybody knew so much about this party that Jordyn and Tristan was in. Everybody had all the tea. Everybody had all the info. People's cell phones supposed to be gone. But all of a sudden, everybody still know what happened. So much so that they can tell the story better than she can and better than he can. Because, you know, he enjoying the attention. He know that, hell, he at this point, hey, Sassy, leave her alone. Sassy. No. But my whole thing is, so everybody knew that they was fucking around for weeks and all this, then the third, but y'all ain't said nothing. You a damn lie. She may have been wrong for a lot of things. Was she probably flirting with Tristan? Yes. Did she probably have her legs over him like you said? Yes. Did she sleep with him? I don't think she did. And you a damn lie if you gonna tell me that all LA knew that they were sleeping together and hooking up for months and then nobody say nothing, yet not even 24 hours after the party ended, all of a sudden this got out. You a damn lie. And I felt it in my spirit when Jordyn said, I don't need your situation. Ain't Ain't nobody trying to step in your shoes, Khloe, okay? Did y'all see Jordyn? Have y'all looked at her lately? Some of y'all may not have really looked at her into this situation, but I guarantee you, at 21 years old, no kids, beautiful girl, come from her own. People want to keep saying the Kardashians made her, and I'm so glad that Jada started off their red table talk by stating she was their family. She had people who had her back, people of affluence, people with means and money and all this that y'all want to say that the Kardashians gave her. She had that before she became friends with the Kardashians. Y'all be so quick to need to justify somebody being made by the Kardashians, but here's the thing. In order for you to even be close enough to maybe be made by the Kardashians, baby, you got to have some kind of something that they want, they need, influence, money, something. They not letting anybody get close to them. They not just seeing pretty girls and like, ooh, let me make you. She wasn't some random girl who Kylie was like, oh, I'm gonna make you my best friend. Her daddy was somebody. To be in the same schools, the same runarounds, to even know Jadyn, to be introduced to Kylie, to be best friends. If it was that easy to be Kylie Jenner best friend, or be friends with the Kardashians, or be made by the Kardashians, why you ain't made? Why they ain't seen you? Their families may not be famous, like infamous, like the Kardashians are, but people somehow seem to think just because you aren't famous and in the tabloids, you aren't made or you're not successful. Like, there are people, y'all, who don't put their life on social media. For people to be so quick to suggest that somebody is made, but then those same people would be so offended if somebody suggested that Ray J made Kim K, right? Like, that don't work for you, because she made herself, she built her empire, she did her family this. Robert Kardashian was OJ Simpson lawyer, and this, that, and this, that, and this. Okay, so just like Ray J didn't make Kim Kardashian, Kylie did not make Jordyn. I don't know no other nicer way to put it. I can't, be more real about it. We're not gonna bully her. She said in that interview she made some mistakes. And that's why I feel like it was so adamant for Jada to make sure that she pressed her to tell her side of it, to tell the mistakes that she made, so that people couldn't come back and be like she wasn't owning. My stance on it is, I don't care what she did. We're not gonna bully her. Like, we just not. You shouldn't have been at that party. Like, yeah, you were wrong for being at that party. Me personally, as a 29-year-old, this is my 29-year-old mind. My 21-year-old mind, we can say that, oh, we wouldn't have did this, we wouldn't have did this, but you don't know. Like, it's hindsight is so 2020, and you're thinking with the logic of a 29-year-old saying that at 21 this is what you would have did, when you can't realistically say that. Of course, there's no way that I'm gonna go to the father of my best friend's sister's home and not mention to one of them that I'm there. Like, even in passing, like just on some, hey girl, did you know Tristan was having a party? Are you gonna be there? You know what I'm saying? Just something like that, just so, I'm not trying to show up. And, I'm not trying to show up and you do be there and you think, because for some reason women tend to think the worst, and I get it. I don't want to be there or show up and you do be there and I didn't tell you about it, and you think I'm trying to pull some slick shit, which is what ends up happening. But that is from maturity and experience and seeing how people react to things. You get what I'm saying? So at 21, you just thinking, oh, I know him. Because again, like, even when she was saying this is the LA life, you could see her talking from a 21-year-old's perspective, because even when she was saying stuff like, the LA life, it don't really matter whose house we go to, we just end up at somebody's house, we may not even know them. The 29-year-old in me is like, oh hell no. Like, the unsafety of it all. Like, people are crazy out here. I'm not just ending up at somebody's house. Like, me personally, before I go to anybody's home, because I feel like when I'm in your home, like, it's a whole level of vulnerability that I have to put myself in to be in your home, and to welcome somebody else in your home. Like, that's your personal space. So before I go anywhere, I need to know Who gonna be there? Is the person who own the house gonna be there? Do they really own this house? Is it gonna be drinking there? Is it gonna be drugs there? What kind of drugs are they doing there? Do the people there have something to lose? One thing, one quote, one conversation, I can't remember who said it, that stuck with me. You guys know Queen Latifah is one of my idols. I love Queen Latifah. I look up to her a lot. Somebody said that they got invited to Queen Latifah's house for a party, and they called Queen and they asked her, like, hey, can I bring a +1? I just want to make sure before I bring them in your house. Queen Latifah asked them, she was like, the person that you want to bring, do they have something to lose? And I wish I could remember the celebrity she was talking to, but I think they said, like, yeah, I don't understand the question. And Queen Latifah said, I don't let nobody in my house who don't have nothing to lose. And I felt that. I don't let nobody in my home. I don't let nobody in my circle. I don't let nobody around me who don't have anything to lose. Because when you don't have anything to lose, you don't care about anything. Like, make no mistakes. Like, absolutely worse could have happened, and that's what I'm grateful for, because, you know, if they are living a lifestyle, or, you know, living the LA life where y'all just drinking and ending up at people's houses, that's just unsafe. Like, not even on some, you know, you betrayed your friend thing. That's just something that you learn as you grow up and mature. That's just unsafe, and that is how situations like these end up happening, or worse. From the mind of a 21-year-old, if you don't really know where you're going, and if you're thinking of a safety issue, like maybe she had the thoughts, you know, in her mind that I do have, like, hey, you know, I just ain't trying to, you know, maybe she did think of, you know, the safety issues, or even being who she is, being a person of recognition and affluence. You know, when you hear that it is Tristan whose house you're going to, I absolutely understood where she was coming from, where she was like, okay, yeah, sure, absolutely, I'll go. I know Tristan. I'm safe there. At least this is somebody's house that we know. The part where she was wrong was not being somewhere, or Tristan's house with her friends. The part where she was wrong was not telling what happened when it immediately happened, but as a 21-year-old, seeing everything that has happened, just really thinking, okay, maybe it was nothing, maybe it was drunk, maybe, you know, he just didn't realize what he was doing, or, you know, we all have been in situations where you tell your friend, and we can see this in Khloe. Like, y'all may not be able to see this in Khloe, but I absolutely can see this in Khloe. You telling her something, telling her that her man did something, and her blaming you, because what did she do? Like, Jordyn proved exactly why she was afraid to say something to her in the first place, because you would have blamed me, not the nigga who tried to kiss me. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, if anything, she proved the reason why she was scared to tell her anything in the first place, because women are good at doing that. We are good at making excuses for the men that we love and finding a way to blame the women that they mess with, okay? Y'all cannot agree with her if you want. Y'all can say that she was sneaky if she want. I do think maybe it was a little bit of sneakiness combined with the fact that, again, when you have alcohol in your system, your decision-making skills are impaired. But what she's not going to be is, she's not going to be bullied. People are not going to tell her that her dad deserved to die. It's not nobody else's fault for breaking up your family but the man who is in your family, okay? Can't nobody break up a family that they not in. And this is not to say I don't feel for Khloe. Don't nobody like to be cheated on. Don't nobody like to be hurt. Don't nobody like to be betrayed. I understand where she's coming from with it being Jordyn and it being hurt and Jordyn not telling her the truth. But with every step of the way that Khloe has handled this situation, it proves to me why Jordyn was scared to come forward to her. So with that being said, not on my watch, we not bullying her, okay? She gonna learn from this. She gonna learn to move better, make better decisions about where she go and who she hang with, and we'll hold her accountable to that. But we not gonna bully this girl. If you want to hold somebody accountable and you want to tell somebody that they a slut and they a hoe and they this and they breaking up families, you take that over to Tristan. I love y'all. That's it for this video. I got stuff to do. I gotta edit. I gotta get this video out. Y'all see I'm in my feelings. Y'all are free to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I just want everybody to be respectful. You can disagree with me. You can disagree with certain things I said as long as they aren't in my disclaimers. You are free to disagree with me, but it all boils down to how we are handling, how we handle young Black women when they make mistakes or wrong choices versus how we handle everybody else. And bullying is not only never the answer, but it's especially not the answer with our own. Like, comment, and subscribe. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I promise I ain't this fired up all the time. Click subscribe, join the family, become my cousin, and I will see all you guys in the next video.